What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. Shark will play the violin. I will be the conductor up there. You see what I'm saying? Maybe while playing the drums as well, man. But another great show, man. It's Saturday. We're even going live on weekends for you guys, man. I don't know a whole lot of people doing it, Shark, but we love to do it. We do it for the people. What's up with you, Shark? Everything cool with you, my brother?
Absolutely taking in a breath. I got the window open here in Pennsylvania. I was in Florida for 4.5 years. It was always 90 degrees and bludgeoning heat. It's cool. It's rainy. I'm taking in the weather. Saturday, 11:30 a.m. We're here before noon. We're here fired up. We got matinee at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, ABC. A buy hat potentially engaged. Jay Money, lead the way. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it, man. First, we got the first game up here, my guy. We got the Celtics here versus the Bucks. Shark. Sorry, I didn't get the banners. I'm moving a little late this morning, but Shark, what we doing here while I get this banner going? Bucks, where we might be getting Bucks like Milwaukee, because like Sam, we could sell.
I got Bucks like Milwaukee because like Sam, I could sell Jada Kiss the game goodbye. 2001 album right there. I was in high school. Not in high school right now. It's all business. On a suddenly not so casual May 7, 2022. Send it Saturday. Buy hat is engaged. Went through this the other day on my channel on Twitter. Giving you guys a little teaser. Making it official now. 2 top plays. We're going early here. Milwaukee first quarter -0.5 or -1 depending on your book or price. And first half -1. And really what you're looking at here is situational dynamics. Of course, in the regular season, we go through 82 games. We go through this big flow. In the playoffs, you zone in on one game, one motivation, and one situation. And what do you find here? You find Milwaukee coming home game 1 for this series, off an absolute obliteration in game 2. Jay Money had the trifecta correctly. I had the game correctly. Everybody that followed us obviously cashed big with that play. But this is the zigzag effect we always talk about. One team comes out with extreme fortitude and focus in their home gym for 48, and the very next game, the other team does the same thing. And I take you back to last year in the second round. Milwaukee in game 3 was coming off of an absolute obliteration loss at Brooklyn, and they came home on a weekend, I believe, and came out with an absolute juggernaut first quarter, 30-11. I'll repeat that, 30-11. They did give it back a bit in the second quarter, and the game was real tight down the stretch. But I think they come out here with juice. One final point. In the previous series, Boston was 2-0 ATS first quarter and first half at Brooklyn in games 3 and 4, and of course, a sweep of the series. But key point there, Brooklyn is not Milwaukee. Brooklyn had been lackluster at home all year, home game 1 all year. And ultimately that game 3 environment was coming off an environment where Boston had played awful in their home gym in the first half prior to that. So that was actually a zigzag coming towards Boston for a better first half at Brooklyn. All boxes checked here. 3:30 p.m. ABC Sports. Milwaukee first quarter -0.5. And first half -1. Jay, talk.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm riding with my guy Shark here. We got the collab shirt on, man. You got to send these out to Shark today, so they get there to him ASAP, man. These are the good luck shirts. I got it on the collab. We finna cash, man. The J Money and the Shark. You see what I'm saying? We like cash quick and fast, and we finna go get it, man. I'm riding with my brother here, man. I took the Bucks. I just took them here this morning as well with them. First quarter, first half. I see these guys. Even if I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Celtics have a chance to win this game. I do agree with this full game spread coming down. It could be a late second half push, but even the Celtics likely know here that there's gonna be the Bucks are gonna come out with some here, especially coming off that loss. Shark, we talk about it when even type of series, those are the ones that you can get that zigzag with, especially coming out hot in that first game at the house. So I'd be surprised if the Celtics were the enforcers here to start this game. It definitely should be the Bucks. I definitely see them having the lead after the first quarter and the first half, staying away from the full game. Like I say, I do believe that's the play with the most volatility. But and whoever is on the full game loss, put like this, Shark. I hope that it's a trifecta by the Bucks. That way I can come back and get on the Celtics full game next game. So I could see a 30-11 first quarter once again. They smack them up. Celtics get down. they're down 1-2 now. Then next game they come back and so I do think this is a true zigzag series. And we liking the Bucks to zag this one. You see what I'm saying? Maybe we might zig the next game. I'm riding with you. First quarter minus a half, first half -1 for the Buckies. You know what I'm saying? Got to go roll past Bucks Wild one time, man, to to get the vibes flowing, man. You dig? Yeah. But anything else on this chart? What you think about that total coming down to 213? Now you think we might see more defense here once again?
Yeah, actually, I want to make a comment on that volatility remark you just made. People always talk about this, particularly in the regular season. A lot of people who don't like to bet quarters because they think, shit, I'm gambling. I want the bigger window. In the playoffs specifically, and obviously the back end of the regular season where you saw I started playing a lot more quarters and halves, you see very specific trends where it's actually less volatile. Yes, it is a smaller window, but we always talk about this. The NBA is a game of runs. If you can really hone in on when your team's going to make that big run, that's where you want to bet them. That's where you get the biggest gap in terms of the actual outcome of the environment. So yes, of course, small window is more volatile theoretically, but in these spots, again, these quarters have so much merit because these teams bring so much energy in specific time frames. And on that total, I think that's a great point. We made this comment going back to the beginning of the playoffs. Obviously, you and I don't really cap totals professionally and on record here very often. Maybe we'll go into that next year a little bit more. I do think there's some accessibility there. This is definitely an undertake, however, and I think this is getting steamed. I don't know what it opened up at. It was at 213 last night. It seems to be getting down to 212 now. I was talking to Punt School about this overnight a little bit. He loves the under here as well. He was talking about coming off of an under. Obviously, the previous game, 109.86 on, I believe, a 218 comes down to 214. So it's a similar thing that we talk about with line functionality with spreads. With totals, it does apply as well. When you have a higher total and it goes under and they move the average towards the under, they're telling you that is sustainable stuff. And again, with Milwaukee at home in some of these matinees, we have seen this go way, way under. One final point on this, since obviously only 2 games, we're riding the wave here, but go back to round 1 for these quarters and halves. Milwaukee did play 2 games at home coming off of a road sequence. That was game 1. They did come out with absolute fire. 34-16 obliteration of the Bulls. We had the Bulls that day. Bulls did backdoor that spread. And then, of course, game 5, the clincher. Same thing on a weekend matinee. Came out with a big first quarter, first half. It's where Milwaukee likes to travel well. They come home, they get juiced up in their home stadium. Boston is in a tough travel spot here early today.
Yeah, and the Celtics as well. They get Marcus Smart back, so they definitely should help the under there as well. What the Bucks been doing, going with that 3 big lineup, has somewhat gave this. Obviously, in game 1, they gave them a lot more problems. Game 2, they just had to come out; it didn't matter. But the 3 big lineup at the house, it is good for the Bucks defense, right? We've seen them really, because I wasn't a big fan of their defense all year, but obviously it's the playoff times now. Obviously, they'd like. I don't think they will, but they'd like to go back to back. It's time to turn up the defense now. They got 3 big stars, and Lopez, Giannis, and Bobby Portis. That's almost like what the Cavs did, guys, with 3 towers down there around the paint, making it tough for any shots down there. Shout out to Rex in the chat, man. So we like cash quick, fast. You know what I'm saying? One time for the one time. Vibe out, brother. Shout out to J Money and the Sharks. Split this one down the middle. Enjoy a couple brewskis on me, man. I appreciate you, Rex, my guy. I'm gonna send it right to my brother. We appreciate everybody for the support, man. The shirts here. Let me show you the shirt one more time, man. I like this. He's got stacks of cash on the shirt, man. What are we doing here? How could you not like that? But I like it, Shark. And yeah, I was just saying the full game was a little volatile. Obviously, with the spread being a toss-up as well. Like I could see Bucks coming out first quarter, first half, and they still tighten up in the second half, man. The Celtics are. I still think they're gonna get it done in this series. So I'm a big Celtics back, especially for these full games. But first quarter, first half, Shark, the Bucks. Let's catch. I just put it in with you, man. Let's get some cash. J Money and Shark collaboration. I'm just riding with you, but I'm trying to cash it, Shark. But let's go over here to the streets of Golden State here, man. We got the Warriors here laying 7, open up at 6.5, maybe going to 7.5 at some spots. Obviously, the Warriors, in theory, are supposed to come home and smash here, especially off a loss. I mean, mate, we get another zigzag here, Shark. Basically, I mean, the Warriors won the first game. They did what they needed to do, win the Grizzlies and stole one. Next game, proceed to get smacked up, trifecta spot, but it was still close somewhat down the stretch. No Dylan Brooks in that game. He is suspended for this one, Shark. Obviously, Draymond's still a little banged up. They won't have Gary Payton II. That's interesting as well because he was at least their main guy that they were trying to put on Ja Morant. It didn't work, but at least they had someone to throw at him and kind of beat him up, pick him up full court. I don't know who they have to stop Ja Morant now, but we know that the energy is going to be flowing in their Sharks. Big time energy. They get to hitting those threes, man. Their crowd can be tough to overcome. What you think about this game 3, game 1 in Golden State, though?
This is a tough game for me. And I think you go back to games 1 and 2. It's a snapshot to how tough this series is going to be to cap. Obviously, the first game, we did lose that wager last weekend, but it was incredibly, incredibly tight. Klay Thompson hit a 3 to put us in the lead, and then he missed 2 free throws, and then a sketchy reversal or a possession call. But again, it was just razor sharp. And then you look at game 2, Ja Morant absolutely took over the game. I made the comment on Twitter. He grew up. I mean, obviously people all season in the regular season were saying this guy's a man. He's an absolute man. But until you beat an ex-champion in the playoffs where you single-handedly take over the game, that was his coronation as a man in this league. And I shout to Ja Morant, his boss. But that all being said, Golden State comes in here 0-4 ATS last 4 games, dating back to the last 2 games against Denver. They're due to cover a game. They're getting a strong line number. Obviously, when you lay 2 on the road, you come back, you should be 5. This opened up at 6.5. It's showing 1.5 points of strength to the Warriors. But again, the second game, -2, was a Warriors number as well, off a non-cover 1.5. Game 1 came up to 2, and they didn't cover. So you're looking at an environment where the line functionality is not telling you a fluid result versus the final outcome. This is going to be tough stuff. And I made this comment off the record to a few people. This series of the 4 is the hardest one to predict for me. I don't really have anything on this one, honestly. I could see it going either way. And even early, you want to take the Warriors coming home early off a bad first half. But Memphis travels very well in the first quarter, first half as well. It's just tough stuff here, really.
That's a good point. My guy, Young, Top Shelf Youngster, I appreciate you in that chat, man, for the $10 tip. We got another one from Joey as well, man. Let's keep it going, Joey. I appreciate the hell out of y'all, man. Anybody that's supporting the channel, supporting the movement, it's top level shit. It's top vibes right there, man. It's all love. We spreading love. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, for this game, it's a tough one for me, Sharp, because the line is on the Warriors, but I don't think that, like, the Grizzlies, they're a young team, right? They got some young guys. The Warriors are more veteran team, but they could win this game by double digits. I actually hope that they do, so I can come back on the Grizzlies next game. But in the back of my mind, I know that the Warriors aren't necessarily 7 points better than the Grizzlies. If anything, the past few years, the Grizzlies have owned the Warriors, have had their number, and I don't know what it is, if it's coaching or what, but they know how to match up with these guys. Now it hurts with no Dylan Brooks, but I've been talking about this. They get Steven Adams back today. Obviously, we don't know how he's going to look coming off the COVID break, but he's not. It's not like he's out there shooting threes. Needs to be in rhythm. He's out there for rebounding and defense and pick and roll. And as a basketball player, those are just some things that you just can't get out of form on. Like I say, shooters can get out of form, but defense, rebounding, blocking shots, that's something you can come back from not playing 2 weeks and be just as good. You know what I'm saying? So I think Steven Adams will really help their defense, especially at the rim. Their pick and roll is a lot more smoother with him as well. This is a crazy game for me. This is one that I watch and learn. I'd like to lean to the under, especially with Steven Adams coming back in there. So that's less small ball for the Grizzlies, more defense, more offensive rebounding and defense rebounding. But as far as the side, it's tough, man, because like I said, the under as well is hurt without not having Dylan Brooks out there, Shark, the best defender on Curry. Like, I know Curry hadn't been playing well, but don't be surprised if he goes off tonight at the house where they're comfortable in their gym. And if they do have championship aspirations to get there, you got to come in here and send a message to the Grizzlies and smack them up by 20, Shark. So I kind of have that feel that the Warriors get it going here, but even still pregame, I know that 7 is it's a few too much, man, because the Grizzlies have shown they can match up well with them, Shark. What do you think about that? What do you think about Steven Adams coming back?
Yeah, I don't really have a comment on that. Obviously, I do cap numbers more so than on-court dynamics. I leave that to you in Punt School. You guys are experts at it. But I do think, as you mentioned, the total coming up could be an interesting spot here without Dylan Brooks. And obviously, the Warriors want to shoot the ball well at home. They want to flow. And, of course, this is not just Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and these guys. I mean, we haven't talked about the personnel. Of course, this is a sports betting show. We do look at the numbers in a deep way here. But, I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to the second unit guys in the Warriors, particularly Jordan Poole. I mean, this guy is a young assassin. I absolutely love this guy's game. And, as you said, this is one of those games, 8:30 National, 5:30 Pacific, Chase Center. I'm going to be sitting here just watching it myself. I want to learn. And again, one comment, we've talked about this a little bit, but not in a lot of detail. Over the course of 7 games, not every single game has access. Game 1 is usually hard. Game 7 is also hard because you get a one-off where both teams playing to the peak of their desperation and motivation. But within the 2 through 6, the back and forth, sometimes there are absolute ringers. And on that, we were talking about this earlier, the trifecta home spots in the last 3 days are 17-1 ATS. And that just speaks to just peak desperation. You saw what happened yesterday. Dallas down 0-2 at home, has the ball, trifecta, bang. Philly 0-2, has the ball, bang. You get these desperation spots. I don't know if you can necessarily call this a desperation spot for the Warriors here. I think this series has a lot of back and forth going on here. And as you mentioned, 7.5 is going to be tough. One final point on that, too. Memphis did tank game 1 in the first round at home as a loss, had to reset home court advantage, and did steal game 3 in Minnesota. Technically, they are the 2 seed here. They do have home court advantage. They need to get it back. So they need to steal one of these games. They did it against Minnesota. Will they do it here? I don't know. I
think it'll be the second one. I think it'll be game 4. Like I said, I'm not laying the 7 with the Warriors here tonight, but I'd lean that way. Regardless, I think they'll win the game. You see what I'm saying? And so I think the Grizzlies game will be the next one after already came out, took that punch from the Warriors. Like I'll be honest. First, Angelo in the chat, I see you, my guy. He said he liking Curry over 3.5 threes. I'd like to see what you got that over because Curry could really be a huge proponent to this. Obviously, he gets to hit those threes. The crowd's going crazy. Grizzlies won't have an answer for that, especially when you got guys like Poole as well. You know what I'd lean here? I'd lean the Warriors first quarter, first half, the same thing. It's really just going like the same thing we talked about last night. These home teams coming off a loss. That game 3, when you were game 2s on the game 1 and 2 on the road, now you're coming to the house. Now it's your time to turn up and ball out. And we always talk about this as well. The away team knows early on, we're going to have to take a punch, right? The energy is going to be loud. They make a few shots. It's going to get rocking in there. They're the team that's off the loss are the ones that's coming in with the more motivation. And so that's why I say the game 4 will likely be the Grizzlies. They're coming out like, all right, look, we got to come out here and ball. So this game 3, pivotal game at the house, I'd actually lean to the Warriors first quarter, first half. Didn't make a bet, but we see a trend going, and sometimes you kind of have to go with it, my guy. So yeah, it would be the home teams today, first quarter, first half. Angelo in the chat, appreciate you, my brother. A couple other people as well, man. Sorry I didn't miss anybody. But Shark, anything else on this one? Then we gonna get up out of here, man. We talk about some shirts.
That's it for this 2 games, and enjoy it because again, come November 1st, we're gonna be sitting here talking about 10 to 12 games. So these are the top games, top teams, top entertainment. It's just great stuff on a beautiful Saturday here.
Yeah, appreciate everybody, man. Everybody that's in the chat showing love. If you're in the chat and you're trying to cash, even that alone, man, we appreciate the hell out of you for being here, listening to us, waking up, trying to cash, man. Mark, appreciate you as well, my guy. Appreciate you, man. Hey, man, let's talk about some shirts real quick, man. These shirts are fire as hell. Can't wait to send Shark gonna get your shirts, man. He gonna sleep in it. He ain't gonna even want to take the shirt off. You dig what I'm saying? Let's talk about some shirts here. Jay and Shark shirt special. I don't mind, man. We still running the $10 off special, man. Just trying to help some people out, man. One of my guys hit me up on Instagram, was saying that it's too much for a shirt, and he was trying to get one. I'm gonna go ahead and send one to you, Lewis. You watching this? I'm gonna send one to you, man. It's all good. I ain't tripped out. But hey, let's talk about shirts. Jay and Shark, stacks of cash on the shirt. Shark, come on now. You know this is a good look shirt. Finna wear it all day. We finna cash these plays. Shark, what's up with you, my guy? You liking anything on today's card? And are you gonna wear the shirts? Do you like the shirts or what? What are we doing?
I like the shirts, and I know we like cash quick, fast. And, of course, 2 top plays here early. We're getting in business meeting early, 3:30 p.m. ABC Sports Home Locker Room, Milwaukee Bucks. Stand the hell up, respect the game, do what you do, come out, shoot the ball well, defend well, pace the gym, take over the game early. First quarter -0.5, first half -1. 2 top plays, 9 words of lifestyle. Rather way on the water. It's not even noon on the East Coast here on a Send It Saturday. A lot going on today. We appreciate you guys in the chat for tuning in early. We'll be sharing this all day. The tips are incredible. We appreciate you guys immensely. We're trying to build this channel to the highest level. The interactions are powerful. It does not go unnoticed. Jay Money, a pleasure as always. Close them out and let's dominate.
Yeah, man, huge day ahead, man. My son got 2 basketball games, man. So I'm finna go, literally, I got to go to those games here in a little bit. Go walk the dog, man. Live the life. Just have some fun, man. Just get out. I'm usually stuck in the house, not doing much, man. Lately, I just been getting out, just enjoying some air. Allie just been kicking my ass, but just trying to get out, just enjoy life, man. I live an old man life. I just stay in the house all day and looking at games and shit and trying to find some money for the next day. So sometimes you gotta live your life, man. But yeah, appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. I'm riding with my guy Shark today. I didn't have anything super strong on today's plays, but he talked me into the Bucks first quarter, first half. I'd lean Warriors first quarter, first half as well, my guys. I want the Warriors to win and blowout so that I can come back in on the Grizzlies next game. So I'm rooting for a Warriors Smack City spot. I'm hoping so. Not betting it, but just so I can come back in on the Grizzlies. I'll be honest, I think both of these series are going 7. Even though they got the Warriors weighted at 7, I think this is a little bit closer series than that. You see what I'm saying? But for a one-off game, they could still cover at 7, even though I think it's too high of a line. Hope it makes sense, my guys. And also, if they do start Steven Adams, Shark, this is the way it happens with the players. Even though he's an important guy for him, he'll mess up the rotations because they've been getting used to playing with Brandon Clark with small ball. That's going to be a total change for them. So it'll help them in the long run. But that first quarter spot for the Warriors would be it, guys. So if you're looking for some leans in the late game, I think the Warriors first quarter would be the top spot, my brothers. Appreciate Shark as always, man. Go follow him on Twitter right now at Sharks and Sports. Like almost at 35,000 followers on Twitter, man. It's an absolute must follow. You can follow me as well at J Money is Money, man. Hit me up for the shirts. There's some scammers out there trying to sell the shirts. I wouldn't pay them because you're probably not going to even receive one. They just have the pictures of the shirts. They don't have the actual shirts and shit. So jmoneyismoney.com. Only exclusive. You see what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all, man. It's us against the books. We always trying to cash. We will win today. We out, my guys. We back tomorrow. Let's get some cash.